So let's dive into the new website director. We're getting a lot of emails into our 12 responds section of our website from people concerned about this new website that they got an email from DLT, or it's claiming to be from DLT, asking for information, including banking information. This is a type of stuff that they would normally plug into teleserve. Did you launch a new website for people to certify their unemployment benefits?
Well, we did two things. We launched a new back end for our unemployment insurance certification process, and then we leaned out the front end. So it looked different. And so it's the same DLT front end part, just with less questions. And that might have confused people a little bit. But this, and that's I see you're having it online right now. So that's the back end that we're now calling telecert, but it's the same front end, and it's definitely DLT, and it's much more secure than it ever was.
So people shouldn't freak out that they got a new email. Essentially, that's legitimate.
Yeah, that's absolutely legitimate. These are, had we tried to communicate with 150,000 people, we would have gotten 50,000 calls about asking questions. So we made it as straightforward to use as possible.
Why did you launch a new system, and is it replacing teleserve?
Yes, it is replacing teleserve. Here's what teleserve really is. 74 phone lines, physical, analog phone lines that come into the DLT that can be tied up by a person certifying at one time. It takes the average person about 2 minutes to create such a call. We had 75,000 people certify on Sunday. So you can imagine how long they would have all had to have waited. The new Amazon Web Services back end cloud infrastructure of the new system can take 1,000 calls a second.
Wow.
So, I absolutely understand why the change in form might have made people nervous, but a lot more people got certified. And a lot more people will continue to get certified using, contemporary technology.
There are people that still decide that they're going to call in. They're not going to go online. It sounds like as director, you're urging people to go online. But do you have you talk about this analog system that can handle 75 or so phone calls, and in this current climate, that obviously is not enough. Do you have a new phone line that people should be using?
Just to make sure I understand your question, it's the same phone number. It's just the new way it's handled on the back end. And we're on the cloud now too with the web service that you saw. So we had 350, the ability to take care of 350 kinds of, it's a way to measure internet connectivity. That's now on the cloud too, so we can handle as many hits as people want to do at one time.
What do you say to the people who get that notification from what was formerly teleserve that they have to call in and speak to a representative? There might be some issue with recertifying their benefits, and we hear from people, I can't get through. What do you tell them?
Yeah, still we are trying to figure out ways to be ever more efficient with the use of time for our actual physical call center employees. And some people are going to have to call. There might be an instance where we've detected potential fraud, and we're going to want to talk to the person just to verify, to make sure that they're who we're talking to is really the claimant. So there are instances where we have to talk to people, but we're trying to be as efficient with our call center time, our folks in the call center with their time, so that they can deal with those essential issues.
Okay, are you running across much fraud that you know of right now?
We're keeping our eye on it. There's always fraud. going on, and we're noticing it, but we're in touch with the state police. We're keeping our eyes on it. We're screening for it. So far, no more than usual, but when there's this much volume, you really have to be careful.
So there are a few people that emailed us that, in that 3 email suite that you get that we got your application, you get the one with a confirmation code, and then that third email usually has your BYE. I think there are some people between that second and third email that then got this new email from DLT saying, hey, we got this shiny new website. This is where you put in your BYE code. But they hadn't gotten the BYE code, and I think they're a little bit uneasy. As you can imagine, people are feeling kind of unnerved right now. Is our message to them, hang tight for that third email to come in for your BYE code?
That's right. What that email that caused some confusion really was saying was, look, we have a new way, a new way to certify. It'll be more efficient and kind of, coming attractions. And it made people, oh, my claim's processed and I have to go certify, and they tried. There's no harm. There's no foul. You will get that third email. We're going to process your claim. And the good news is when you do finally get that certification notice, that you'll be able to do it quickly and easily.
The message from you has been, since this pandemic really hit and started impacting your agency, 14 days is about the wait period you should expect. Has that changed? And for those people who are at day 15, day 16, and they haven't heard anything, what is your advice to them and the best, most efficient way to reach out to you?
Sure. So 2 things. One, we're at our average is 9.6 right now. Now, we all know what averages mean. Some people are on the good side of that average and some people aren't. I absolutely apologize to those who are on the wrong side of that number. Sometimes claims are more complicated. For example, if you have out-of-state wages, if you have various flags that require us to really check into it, we're just slow right now in manual, touching claims that way. If you get to 14 days, I think the best way to do it is shoot us an email at the email on our website, and we'll be in touch, especially if there's something wrong. We'll be able to do that.
All right, and for the people watching this video at home, I will provide a link below this video to the email that Director Jensen is talking about right now. Okay, since I have you, we are just a couple of questions that we're getting a lot into 12 Response. Still a lot of people going, hey, I thought that $600 was retroactive. We know a lot of that's being manually processed. When should we be telling people they'll start seeing the retro money on the 600?
So, what we're doing is prioritizing all of the rollouts of these new programs. So the first one was that Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. We really needed to get that going. Our next big push was the prospective $600. And by the end of today, we should have the programming done that's going to be able to go backwards and give people $600. People who are already certified, give them that money going backwards. And then everyone else going forwards will also get their funding going backwards. If I slowed down because there's a lot of forward and backwards there. But that should happen by the end of the day is our goal.
Okay. And I just two more questions, Director, if I could. First of all, what is the thing, I guess, that's keeping you up at night, the next thing that you see on the horizon in terms of your agency that's on your mind the most?
So the next thing is the PUEC, which is the Federal Extended Benefits. The regular UI program, as you know, is 26 weeks long. And the Pandemic Unemployment Insurance Program for independent contractors and others is 39 weeks long. So the PEUC, it's called, is to extend regular UI benefits for another 13 weeks so that people can get back on their feet. it has been the practice in the past that when one runs out of their unemployment insurance weeks and there's an extended benefit program like this one, we do that manually and we ask people to reapply. That is not possible in the current configuration. So we're working to program changes where that would happen automatically. So we have a strategy. I think we're going to be able to do that. When I talk about not being able to hire our way out of this crisis, that's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. We would need to hire thousands of new employees, bring back every retiree who ever worked at DLT, and begin to process hundreds of thousands of claims manually. So we're going to have to do it with technology, and I think we can do it, but it's tricky with an old COBOL-based system that so far is serving us all well. So we'll have to make sure that we're nice to that computer.
So, Director, what I'm hearing from you is the idea that the goal you hope to reach is that 13-week extension's just going to kick in for everybody, and they don't have to do anything additionally. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Okay. And back to the website that was launched on Sunday, right? Sunday it was, I believe. Not to be flip, but Rhode Island doesn't have a great track record with technology, UHIP, DMV. How did day one go?
It went great. No busy signals. We've discussed the biggest challenges, and we're very pleased with it. The technology worked perfectly. The folks from Amazon Web Services, we had 15 of the most talented engineers on the phone, not on the phone, on the Zoom, from all over the country, working 24/7 for 10 days to put that thing together with our team at Do It and DLT. So we're all, Sunday night, we all tuned in at midnight to look at the launch. We got, just so you know, 3,500 calls in 5 minutes at midnight.
Wow.
Certified, they're all paid. So we're very happy with it.
So when you say calls, and I don't mean to belabor the point, there's the online, what we see in the front end, but people can also pick up the phone and it goes to that system.
That's right. It's both. It's both web and phone.
And that you increased volume by going to the Amazon provider service here on both ends.
Correct.
Okay.
On both ends.
And do you anticipate being able to use the emergency money coming from the feds to help pay for this technology?
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay. Do you know how much it costs?
By the way, it'll be cost effective because it's a much cheaper solution than building a new system or hiring those 10,000 people to work in a call center that doesn't exist anymore because of social distancing. So the logistics are much easier.
All right, Director, I've taken up enough of your time already. Is there anything that I didn't ask you or any message that you want to get across to a lot of people who are probably watching this video that are, waiting to hear from your agency? Any final message you'd like to send?
No, not other than thanks for all your work to get the word out about what's going on, as we're all trying to get through this pandemic. So we really appreciate it. I do.